I wanted to do a review today of this Blockbuster party game Returns, and it's in this very cool looking faux old style VCR tape, VHS tape. And the game consists it's of two parts. It's from Big Potato Games, and they even send a little sticker with it. It's two teams, so you gotta have at least 4 people to play because one person's gonna be acting things out and one person's going to be reacting to it. And let's see, we've got 2 kinds of cards. You've got movie cards and head-to-head. And the movie cards come in different categories. Let me talk about that for a second, and I'll talk about the game. So the categories for these are heartwarmers, and these are things like Pokemon Detective, Pitch Perfect. So reasonably recent movies, actually. So if you're thinking that this was only stuff that appeared on Blockbuster VHS tapes, no, it's all new stuff. Well, it's everything. And then you got remakes and reboots, so these are all things that have had multiple versions of them done. And then you've got From Another World. Now at first I thought this was only going to be about aliens, but in fact this is really science fiction in general. So Suicide Squad, Superhuman, Aquaman, Megamind is a cartoon, The Martian, not all of those things. Then not for kids. I was a little worried about this category, honestly. I was kind of thinking, what kind of movies are those going to be? But really it's just any R-rated film, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, which is a horror film. So anything rated above PG, A Quiet Place, falls in that category. So that's what you got. You got heartwarmers, and not all the categories are of equal length, right? So retakes and reboots is about double the size of heartwarmers. Not for kids, about the same size, and Out of This World, slightly larger than Not for Kids. So just to give you an idea. So there's 3 things that you can do with these. So you have to, let's see, TED. So you've got one word, Pitch Perfect, as an example, and Aquaman. So you wouldn't know what these are, but these would be flipped over, and you'd have to guess one word. And the thing is there's a timer that comes with. There's an app. It tells you in the instructions about an app you can get that does a timer. And you keep guessing, right? You keep guessing. It's not one guess. Keep guessing. And it's just one word. And I guess like the one word in Ted's case might be teddy bear, right? I mean, quoted, Pitch Perfect. I honestly don't know what it could on key, everyone. I don't know. And then Aquaman, you could pretend to be him, swimming through the water or something. And again, it's a timed activity. Now, at the end of the time, the other team can try to steal it. They got one chance to try to take your thing if you don't get it. Now, how do you get to that point? How do you get to that? So what's going to happen is there's going to be 6 movies dealt out, and whoever the team leads are for your 2 teams take the head-to-head. And an example would be movies with planes. So first one person, the one team A leader would say a movie with a plane, and then maybe airplane. And then the other team would have to come up with a movie with a plane. It goes back and forth until one person can't go anymore or time runs out. And then if time runs out, whoever had the last correct answer. So remember we said we had 6 movies picked out. The person who wins the head-to-head picks their 3 movies, and then they give the other 3 movies. And what it says in the rules is, pick out the harder movies to give to your opponent. That's the game in a nutshell. You could play with any size of teams. You could have 6 people on a side, you could have 7 people on a side, you could have 6 on one, 5 on another. As long as you've got at least 4 people, because you got to have one person who's doing the activity, and you got to have one guesser. And then obviously there's 2. I would say 3.5 stars. I love games. I love all kinds of games. I love party games. The only thing about this is it's a little misquote. It says, for anybody who's ever seen at least one movie. No. If you trying to do these kinds of things, the best teams, the teams with people that really, really enjoy movies and have done lots and lots of movies and have great memories of movies, they're going to do well in these. Also, most of these movies that are in this deck are from the last 10 years. This is not really a good multi-generational game. This is really designed for, I would say, upper high school or people in college. That's kind of who's perfect for this. You start getting the 30-somethings and above, and they're not going to know half of these movies, quite frankly. The younger crowd, they're not going to know half the movies because there's a lot of these like not for kids, etc., that they probably haven't seen. So this is really focused, I think, on a particular group. I also think that a lot of people are going to have a hard time with some of these things. Some people are just not good at acting things out. Some people are not good at reducing things to a single word or a quote. So I think there's a relatively limited audience for this game. Love the idea. I absolutely love the idea. I just think this is a little hard for the average crowd. And given the movie selections, I think it's, again, I think you're talking really probably 17 to 25. And outside of that, you're going to start to rapidly fall off. So that's it, 3.5 stars. We'll round up to 4.